Hi, this is Mo from Sunbright Gardens, and today I'm going to talk about double digging and this method that we've chosen to do for our cannabis garden this year for 2020. The first thing you're going to need is some specific equipment to double dig, so I wanted to share with you those things. The first you're going to need is a digging board, and this is just made out of a piece of plywood. It's about 2.5 inches by 4 feet wide.
2.5 feet.
Or 2.5 feet, sorry, thank you, by 4 feet wide, and it has a little handle that we cut out so we can carry it. If you have really compacted soil or soil that you've never worked before, it can be really useful to have what is called a broad fork. I'll just lift it out of the ground so you can see. It's got some really heavy-duty tines to it. Really helps. You're also going to need to invest in a digging spade, which is not pointed really, it's more flush, and you definitely want to have it be 12 inches in length, and it's nice to have it with a little step. I don't know if you can see that. That just gives you some leverage when you go down with your foot, like that. And you're also going to need to have a digging fork, which is also 12 inches for the tines. And this tool is similar to this one. The spade part's a little bit different, but what's most unique is the type of handle. So you can just decide what's the most comfortable. I really prefer, or I don't have a preference, I like both of them. So it's just what you like. And then you're going to need string and stakes so that you can plot out the size of your garden bed. We've chosen to do 4 feet wide by 29 feet long, and at the very end of the bed is dedicated to cannabis plant that is in a 4x4. So we actually will have 25 feet of this will be dedicated to the vegetables. And so the first step you're going to do after you've plotted out your staked out your size of the bed, you don't want to go beyond like 5 feet wide. You could do a 5x20 for like 100 square foot garden bed. And then the next thing you're going to do is, if you're going to use a broad fork, if your soil's hard like ours, you're going to just pull this up, or actually push down, pull back, and then it helps loosen up the soil and get that weed easier to pull out. And you just kind of fork it around until you've really worked it up. And then you're going to go back and you're going to pull out the weeds and make sure you get the root system. Sometimes the soil will kind of come up as a big clod, and you want to just kind of knock that off. That way you don't take up all your soil. And then you'll make a nice little pile until you get all of the bed weeded. Hi guys, this is Mo with Sunbright Gardens, and now I'm going to show you the next step after you've weeded your bed. You're going to start double digging. So as you can see, I have placed my digging board exactly 12 inches away from the line where I've outlined for the bed. And then you're going to take your digging spade, and with your foot you're going to push down as far as you can get it, and hopefully it's 12 inches. But if it's soil you've never worked, it can be a little tough at first. Then you're going to pull back with your weight to kind of pop up the soil. And I didn't do the best job grabbing all those weeds, so I'll just go ahead and pull that out now. Kind of toss that to the side. And then you're going to lift with your knees, whoops, and then transfer the soil into a bucket. And you're going to just work your way along your trench until you get all of the soil dug out and transferred into the buckets. I'm going to show you the second step after you've dug out your trench, the first 12 inches. Then you're going to go ahead and take your digging fork, and you're going to come in about roughly around 12 inches from the edge, and you're going to push down at a 90-degree angle with your foot down into the soil. I've already kind of started this, but as you can see, my soil bed, I'm hitting something, and I think it could be a rock. So I didn't quite get all the way down the 12 inches. And in that case, you're going to pop it up as much as you can, like that. And I might end up having to get a big rock bar to pound at the rock to break it up into some fragments so I can pull that piece out. Because sometimes these rocks are really big. And if not, if it goes smoothly, you'll just go down 12 inches and then you'll pull back on your handle using your body weight and slowly push the soil up just to kind of fluff it up. You can kind of go back if you want and break up a few of the dirt clods. And then you're slowly going to just keep doing that, working your way, popping the soil as you go until you get to the end. It can kind of be hard to get this last spot, so I like to turn my spade or my digging fork around and kind of pop it back. And depending on how compacted this soil was, I may even go back another time in the other direction just to really get it loose. And then after you do that, you're gonna move your digging board back approximately 12 inches, and you can use your tool as a measuring stick. And then you're gonna take your digging spade and you're gonna push down 12 inches, and you're gonna take the soil and let it glide off of your spade into the trench. And the idea behind it is really not mixing this soil up, but just to transfer it over. This can be tricky, but really try your best to not disturb the soil too much in terms of like flipping it over. And then you're just gonna continue to repeat the process. Then you'll have another trench that you then fork, then you pull it back 12 inches with your digging board, and then you transfer the soil to the next one, and you just keep repeating until you get to the very last trench. When you get to the last trench, you're not going to have any more soil because you transferred it to the one before, but it's all in these buckets. So you'll bring it over to your last trench and put it in there.